What makes gang stalking difficult to see is not understanding that a group of people are actively trying to influence a person into destroying themselves. What gang stalking is boils down to nudges from many different people in order to make the target take a particular action. In my gang stalking operation, I have told you before that gang stalkers wanted to make me an infomaniac and a drug addict. They wanted me to get skinny and to stop taking care of myself. They harassed me psychologically and physically. However, because I am not available physically to gang stalkers, they have to do it through this channel. The reason that I decided to talk about gang stalking in this channel was because any type of harassment I can always screenshot. If you do not know what gang stalking is, it pretty much is a group of people trying to put ideas in your head that will make it more likely for you to take a particular action. People will demoralize you obtusely, and this results in a very real psychological effect in the person. Gang stalking makes people believe that they are being harassed by the government. It makes people believe that they are being attacked by V2K. They are made to believe that they are being attacked with directed energy weapons. Those beliefs about someone being hacked or their brains being hacked by the government is the end result of gang stalking. I was there. However, I was able to come out of it because I understood the psychology behind it. Today, during my live stream, I was gang stalked. I have the screenshots to show you. I'm gonna contextualize it to you and show you what gang stalking harassment looks like. Look, for many years I have told you that gang stalkers tried to make me a drug addict, and they succeeded for a while. It was only after I understood how gang stalkers were manipulating me into thinking about drugs all the time that I was able to snap out of it. Look, this is a screenshot from today's live stream. Everything that I'm about to show you today happened just a couple of hours ago. Look, here's me. I look awful. This was today. And look, here, this person typed meth is a great product. On top of that, you can clearly see that this person said do more drugs. Sir Jacob said methamphetamine right on the live stream. This same person that said meth is a great product also said fentanyl is real life. This person tried to put it with an F, real life. Isn't it weird that on a live stream about exercise where I am working out, I would be bombarded by people putting all of these messages on a live stream? Isn't that weird? And look, do you see here the insult that someone is saying here? This 1, 2, 3 stop. Notice that? And also notice that here this other person is saying taking crack right here. This happened in the same live stream. On top of that, in the same live stream, someone else said, you've been on the glass pipe tonight or not? You see this, right? This just happened. All of these people were sending me these messages. Immediately after, this person named Fernando asked me, has your venereal disease cleared up? Has your VD cleared up? Like, you can see it here. So this is what gang stalking harassment looks like. It's a bunch of people telling you things in order to demoralize you, in order to make you question yourself, and in order to put ideas in your head. And look, here, someone else said, get a life, dude. I have ran 69 marathons. Who runs 69 marathons? Who's gonna put 69? So all of these messages are meant to put ideas of spicy activity in my mind. And then now here this person, notice that says, this same person says, you are spun. Spun is euphemism for being high on meth. Then this person here, Dion's daddy, with no context, simply just typed CUM right here. You see it, right? Notice all of the messages that touch the topic of spicy activity. When I tell you that gang stalkers made me an infomaniac, it's because this was happening everywhere I had a profile. Well, the dating apps. But I was getting so many of these. an absurd amount daily. Do you guys remember when I told you that gang stalkers wanted me to become a gambler? Remember that I told you guys that gang stalkers were gonna push ideas into my head to make me a gambler? Well, look at this. During the same live stream, this person put 99% of gamblers quit before the jackpot. Why would anyone write that on a stream about exercise? This person is actively trying to make me have ideas of gambling. You see it right here. And immediately after, do you guys remember that I was telling you how gang stalkers were pushing on me ideas indirectly to not take care of myself, to be skinny? Look, this same person that said 99% of gamblers quit before the jackpot, says here, I bet you won't get a six pack by the end of the year. In itself, that seems like innocuous, right? But look, when Dion's daddy said this, I told him that I was gonna take my time. But then this person said, it's going to take longer than 2 months unless you start fasting. I know that gang stalkers wanted me to get skinny, to lose my muscle, is a little far reaching. Here, you can't really see it clearly, but it says here, it's gonna take longer than 2 months unless you start fasting. Motivating targets of gang stalking to fast is how gang stalkers motivate targets to stop eating, because if you are not eating, you will look like a crackhead. And if you are not eating, you are more likely to undereat, which will make you more susceptible to indoctrination. Look, in this video that I made about this victim of gang stalking, I told you how gang stalkers were actively encouraging him to fast, because when you fast, you lose the ability to think clearly. And look, gang stalkers are guilty of killing people without touching them. Gang stalkers really want to destroy people, and here is one of the clearest instances of that. Look, here, my friend No Smiles, he has already been driven mad by gang stalkers, as you can see. He is right here, he is homeless, he has a daughter. And look, here in the comments, this person at JJTM7XW is saying, they are hacking your brain. That person is actively pushing out the gang stalking narrative. That person is pushing the gang stalking narrative onto No Smiles. But look, here's when it gets really sinister. They're hacking your brain. You need to fast. You need to fast. Why would anyone suggest a homeless man who might have drug problems, who's by himself, who's got nothing, to fast, and try to make him paranoid of having his brain hacked? This person, JJTM7XY, wants him dead. This guy is trying to kill No Smiles indirectly. You need to fast. Why are you going to tell someone you need to fast? Someone who's already out on their luck, they're hacking your brain. You need to fast. Already in that type of situation, the last thing that you need to do is to stop eating, dude. This person is a murderer. He is trying to kill No Smiles indirectly. That is what gang stalking does. Gang stalking kills people indirectly by making them believe that their brains are being hacked. And what then? You need to fast. That was the exact same thing that was done to me. He is already in a state of suggestibility, and his brain will take this if it stays being pushed on him. Gang stalking is murder, and everyone needs to see that. Gang stalking should be illegal. Making those types of comments should be illegal because it is literally destroying people. This guy has a family. He can't be with his family because of a stupid group of sociopaths. I hope everyone... You saw how they were pushing on him. You need to fast? Look, here it says, unless you start fasting. Right here on this screenshot. And then look at this other person at Dion's daddy. He's also putting, fasting cures the cold. You see that, right? Gang stalkers are actively trying to poison my mind. This was the heaviest gang stalking harassment that I've experienced in a long time. And I'm glad I got a lot of it on the screenshots. If you are a victim of gang stalking, anyone that talks about things that can lead you to destroy yourself, such as crystal meth, not eating, not sleeping, anyone that even mentions any type of illicit substances or anything that can lead you into a path of self-destruction, that is your enemy. On these screenshots, all of this was in a matter of like a couple of hours. Actually, no, this was actually Well, the whole stream was a couple of hours, but this, what I showed you, all of these, all of these messages, all of these happened within the span of 20 minutes. Please understand that gang stalking is executed by nudging a person over a long period of time to make decisions that will lead them to self-destruct. As you can see here, clear as water. Clear as water, guys. Gang stalkers for the last 7 years have done this to me, and it worked really well. The reason that I fell into substance abuse, into becoming an infomaniac, was because I was bombarded with messages like this every day in, day out, for many years. Please understand that. This is what real gang stalking harassment looks like. This is what real gang stalking harassment looks like. It starts like this, and then it evolves into the crazy narrative of directed energy weapons. But they have to bring you down first. They have to make you susceptible to manipulation. And that is done by pushing drugs. Like here too, fentanyl is real life. Like this other person out of the blue just put methamphetamine. How this person here, how you see below, put the F gay slur. I didn't put the whole word because I don't want this video to get blocked. Or by pushing not eating. Gang stalking is an attack on your mind, and they're going to be pushing all of these ideas with the purpose of making you destroy yourself. That's why it's so important for you to block anyone that even mentions these things. I'm showing you these things so that you have an idea of what gang stalking harassment looks like. Gang stalking harassment destroys your body and your mind only so that you can be further manipulated into believing in directed energy weapons. And I have all of the evidence right here. What keeps gang stalking invisible is the impossibility of a huge group of people conspiring to destroy someone. That sounds like schizophrenia. It really does sound. But I have the evidence right here. This is gang stalking harassment. This is what gang stalking harassment looks like. This is how it starts. And it gets worse if you don't recognize it in its early stages. All right. Thank you so much for watching. And I guess, yeah, 8 years of gang stalking and counting. But the good thing is that now, the more I get gang stalked, the more content I have. So in the end, it's good for me to, I guess, to get gang stalked still, because that way I can show you what gang stalking looks like. All right. Thank you so much for watching. The goal of this channel is to really show the world what gang stalking looks like and to explain every single aspect about it. If you believe that you're being gang stalked, just understand that it starts by poisoning your mind, like I showed you here. These people are poisoning my mind by only saying words and putting ideas in my head that will lead me to destroy myself. If you understand how gang stalking works, you are going to be able to recognize it. And if you can recognize it, you can control it. Okay? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.